We're going to be building an interesting demo that I've previously built for a workshop, but we're going to redo it now with different sets of technologies. It's good, right? 1440p on 60. Nice. Yeah. So this demo is a Flashcards application, and we are going to rebuild it. It was built with, I think, Next 13, and we're going to rebuild it with Next 14. Maybe it's not even 13. I think it's even older. So I want to update this demo. Yeah, it's actually 13. I want to update this demo using Next.js latest, using Tailwind with shadcn. And we used to have a planet scale database back when it was free, and it's all right. Planet scale is an okay product, but this is for a workshop, so which means people will download this, clone this repo on their own machines and follow along the workshop as we teach them stuff, right? So I need to change that. So now, since Planet Scale is not free anymore, we can't expect all of the workshop attendees to purchase Planet Scale. So we're going to, so I'm thinking about going with an SQLite that stays within the project itself, just for, just for demo purposes, etc. So that's what I'm thinking about. Next.js with the latest, with RSCs, the app router, because this one is in Pages router, using Tailwind, using shadcn, and using SQLite. And we'll see, we'll probably use Prisma or Drizzle. We'll figure it out. But that's the plan. So let's actually begin. Let me just post a message quickly. There we go. All right. Here's the old project. And if we open github/Nikolov/Lazar/flashcards, we're going to see this. So this is the one that we're going to be redoing. Here's the link if you want to check it out. It uses Prisma. I'm thinking we should go with Drizzle. It's nice. We can use Drizzle. We'll update the latest next. This one also uses the Pages router, and that's old. And yeah, we're just going to change up the technologies, rebuild it from scratch, and we won't be deploying this. I mean, we could be, for example, if we're using SQLite, then we'll probably be good to use what's the name? Terso is SQLite, but we'll see. Let's just start by creating a new project now. And I'm thinking, should we create a new repo or a new branch on the existing repo? Let's keep the repo. Yeah, it's like 22 stars. Not too much, but yeah, let's keep the repo. I'm gonna discard these two. I'm gonna make a new branch, and it's going to be just v2. Yeah, we are going to work on the v2 branch. There we go, 5 branches, v2, and then we'll just merge when everything is ready. Cool. So we have most of these things. We need to delete some stuff, and we need to update some stuff. So the UI is currently built with Chakra UI. We're gonna redo it with shadcn because it's faster. We can just copy paste a bunch of components and be on our way. It already has Sentry configured, so that's good. It also has Prisma. Maybe we should go with Prisma, just so we don't need to change. Just so we don't need to change anything. Yeah, let's go with Prisma because we have the models, etc. We'll keep Prisma in. And There's also the seed. Yeah, cool. Now I want to update the Next.js version. And the layer was like 14.5.4, I think. 14.2.3. Okay, let's do that. We're using next auth. I don't think we should be using any authorization. We don't need it. You know, it's going to be all local. So I'm going to delete that. I want to update to the latest React icons. Sure, let's go. Slugify, let's go. SWR, we're not going to need this because we're going to be building this app with server components. So no need for SWR. TS node, I'm not sure if we're going to need TS node as well. I think actually TS node is being used in the script. Maybe in the Prisma seed. Okay, we'll figure it out. Because it's not a big deal. Like we can just use node instead of TS node, so we don't need to have another package to rely on. TypeScript. Let's see. Does Next.js have any? Where's that GitHub? There you go. I want to see the starter. Or was it examples? Okay, examples. Examples / TypeScript with TypeScript. So if we go package.json TypeScript 483, it's even lower than this one. Well, just let's keep it at 4.9. I'm not sure if we should go to a whole major version, so let's just keep it at 4.9. I'm gonna delete the chakra, emotion, next auth as well. We'll keep Prisma. We'll update Sentry SDK and Crypto.js. I think we're using this for check credentials. Yeah, we don't need it. And we don't need framer motion. When it comes to dev, types color. Okay, we don't need crypto. Node has a major version now. So in their case, it's 12. That seems low. I'm using 22. Let's use 20 because I think it's LTS right now. So let's update to 20 and NVM use 20, just so we're on the same version. Update the types of React and React DOM. ESLint, sure. We'll keep it at 8. ESLint config next. Let's also check that. Where did that search go? Oh, there we go. With ESLint 7. And I'm at 8. So let's keep it at 8. Get all the minor updates. Prisma, yeah, sure. And then instead of TS nodes, because we deleted it, we just want to do nodes. Hey Kirill, what VS Code extension? Let me see. Package.json or version lens. Oh yeah, it's version lens. Show the latest version for each package. It's a good one. Yeah. Also had a similar extension in NeoVim as well. But we're gonna use VS Code for this project. Okay, yeah. So we changed this to nodes. We can't actually execute the TypeScript files. So right, node Prisma seed index.ts. Of course, it's failing. Can you do? This is a dumb question, but yeah, can you do node CLI execute TypeScript file. I don't think you can. Yeah, TS node. Okay, yeah, we can turn this. Let's go. Prisma seed index. We can turn this into a JavaScript file. We can easily turn this into a JavaScript file because there are no types at all. You know, so we don't need to like push it. Just JS, keep it simple. It works the same. There we go. Now it's added here. Cool. Keep it there. And remove T and replace it with J. Okay. I think this looks good for now. I'm going to do npm install. Just so we... Actually, I'm going to do remove node modules and then npm install just so we can like start from scratch. And there's going to be a lot of refactoring, especially the pages stuff. But the good thing is that everything is in this folder, in the pages folder. So all we need to do is simply rename these pages into something pages-old, so it doesn't, you know, clash with our current project, but we can reuse some stuff from that folder. So let's do pages.old. We are going to use app router anyways. So there's that. Yeah. Authentication. We're not going to have any authentication. Check credentials as well. Not going to have check credentials. String to color, get contrasting text color. Where are these being used? Flashcard sidebar link. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So now we want to create templates, TypeScripts. Yeah, we need the app, but we also need Tailwind to configure Tailwind. And let's go to ui.shadcn, install it into Next.js. I think we did this previously when we created the project, but I want to check the ESLint configuration. Let's go to not tsconfig, but let's go to package. Oh, the package is now shared. Okay, it's probably shared here. Is it shared? Templates. Default. Maybe it's in the default. No, it's not. It has to inherit the package from somewhere. Because I wanted to see the versions. Helpers, maybe. Nope, it's not there. All right, doesn't matter. Let's just go up Tailwind in TypeScript. There's post CSS, there's Tailwind config, and there's ESLint. This is just Next Core Web Vitals. Let's make sure that we have the same Core Web Vitals. Nothing's changed there. We have all these things. We might want to change pretty much everything here. Yeah, I'm just gonna remove the .env. Keep the example file, but like without any values there. We probably have pages here. Oh, we don't. Okay. Let's see middleware. Yeah, we're not gonna need a middleware as well. Delete that. Next env. What? How's it going? Where were we? Next env. Next env. Global and next. Yep. Salma, I know you have a day. And I don't know why that happens though. It highlights perfectly for me. Kirill, welcome back to streaming. Thanks. How come you stopped for a while? I don't know. I was focused on other stuff. Like I was growing my YouTube, uh, doing workshops, etc. But I started missing it, so I was like, yeah, let's go, let's get back into it because it's fun. It's always fun to hang out. All right, let's see the next config. There's gonna be some changes here probably. This one is blank. It's all right. Next config, we have Sentry setup. Okay, yeah, we have redirects now. I'm gonna remove these. These were different. For example, when you go to /manage, you need it to be redirected to /manage/flashcards. We might end up changing the way we navigate inside of the app, so I'll just remove this. React strict mode, is that still a thing? I don't know. I would create a new project in Sentry, Flashcards v2, just so we know it's there. And everything else looks okay. Okay, moving on. PM lock. I'm not gonna use PM anymore. README, we are definitely updating this, but I'm gonna leave that for the very end. The Sentry DSN, yeah, we need Sentry DSN now. And that was in the example env, so let's add it as an example. We'll figure it out later. Gotham, your Flutter expense tracker has helped me build my own. I'm glad. Those were really fun. Those were really fun. I did, for those of you who don't know, I did 4 months, pretty much 2 years ago, of streaming, where each month I was building the same app in a different technology. I did an expense tracking app with Flutter, with React Native, native Android, and native iOS, and that was awesome. That was a fun project. All right, here's client config. I'm gonna add some integrations in here. Actually, because Salma and I talked, I'm gonna be doing this workshop with Salma, by the way, and we talked about setting up Sentry to the actual people that are gonna be on the workshop. So I'm gonna circle back to this. We might not do this at the end. There's the Prisma integration. That's good. We're keeping it. Cool. Very cool. Let's see. Helpers, update flashcards, delete flashcards. Yeah, I had this file. There we go. There's a session. So we might need to end up updating some of the models, because the flashcards models also point to like sessions and users, etc. We're not gonna have that, so we need to update this one as well. See where the user ID equals to that. We're just gonna do, this is gonna be like a single tenant local first application where you just do npm run. We're not gonna be deploying this, so we'll just find many and that's it. You know, you can actually do that. Let's do delete in quotation, delete until closing parentheses, no user ID. We want to create it with this input, and we'll update that. It's going to be automatically updated. There's the user again. Okay, get categories. Again, there's not going to be any criteria here. Just give me all of them. There's a user again. No user ID here. Oh, there we go again. User ID here. There's a session, get user from session. We're not gonna need this whole method, and there we go. Nice. Helpers are done. Index, it just sets up Prisma. And here's the schema now. We have database URL. Need to add that one as well into the example. Database URL. This is the example, so we'll keep values off. Schema, yeah. Flashcards has connections to the user. We'll just remove that. God damn it. Okay, I probably need to delete the user because you saw it actually added it by itself. Oh, that does not look correct. This is I noticed this issue in the Vim extension where you hit undo and it just messes up the whole thing. Okay. There we go. So I'm gonna delete this first. There's an account, delete it. There's a session and user, delete them as well. And a verification token. Cool. Now we have a category. I'm gonna delete both of these and also deleted the one from the flashcards. And I'm just gonna save this and we should be good. Cool. There is a Prisma generate. Yeah, we need to run Prisma generate now. npx Prisma generate so that it updates the types that we have. Generated Prisma client. Started using Prisma client. Okay, we already did this. Cool. That's all good. Actually, let's go back to the helpers and let's see. If I do control space, I shouldn't see any user. Yeah, there's a question, there's a category, there's the answer, but there's no user. And that's what we wanted. We'll keep these, because I don't know what we'll do with them. This is going to be changed. This is going to be the old source. So we're going to start from the very beginning. And Prisma is done. We should have created a checklist. But yeah, Prisma is done. Packages are updated. The ones that we're not going to be using are deleted. Now we need to get into installing new packages. Like we need to install Tailwind and set up shadcn. But before we do that, we should actually start the source folder, the app folder, and do a layout.tsx inside. So this is going to be the root layout. And let's go to app layout. I'm just gonna copy this whole file and we'll see. Save this. Globals.css. They're using Geist. I don't know. Let's use Geist then. Title is gonna be Flashcards, and let's put a brain in there. Boom. Simple flashcards to help you study. Yeah. There's the root layout. Okay, we're gonna change the class name later. We're not gonna pull the mono in because we're not gonna be using it. So I'm just gonna delete until the backtick. And let's also create a page.tsx export default function page return page 1 hello flashcards. If I do npm run dev now, are we gonna see anything? Can't resolve fonts. Oh, hold on a second. Should I be installing Next font as well or not? Oh, there's also the CSS. The globals.css. Yeah. Let's go back to the example and just... There's Tailwind. Okay, yeah, let's just continue. I'm just gonna delete this one. Reload, we should see hello flashcards. Are we gonna see hello... Module not found. Yeah. Oh, well, okay. Because it's local font. It's not... Okay. Got it. Got it. So let's change it then to Inter. Was it being... loader? Was it being loaded like this? Inter equals new font. You know what? I think this was in the shadcn stuff. Let's first set up Tailwind. Let's set up Tailwind and we'll see how the font was being loaded, because shadcn contains that stuff. There's Tailwind and it's initialized. We need to add any... Let's go here. Content should be source app. We're gonna keep it there. Let's do anything that ends with either tsx or... Let's just do tsx. We're not gonna be doing any jsx. So anything inside of the source that ends with tsx, there's going to be scanned by Tailwind. And now we need to add these into the globals.css. And we should also bring back globals now. There we go. Start the Tailwind CLI build process. Run the CLI tool to scan your template files for classes and build your CSS. Okay. This is going to be probably the globals and the output is going to be nothing. And we just need to add the globals. Really? Yeah, I haven't worked with Tailwind in a while. I just went straight to shadcn. So let's do that then. You know, let's just continue setting up shadcn. TypeScript, yes. Let's go with the default one. I'm gonna choose neutral for the base color, or we might change it to, I don't know, something else. This one is in source/app/globals.css. We're using the source folder. CSS variables, yep. Do you want to change the Tailwind prefix? Nope. Tailwind config.js, that is the file. Add components, that's good. Add lib utils, that's good. Server components, of course. Yep, and that's it. Okay, so what happens is we created... Oh, look at that. That was not supposed to happen, because we need to update our .tsconfig. So let's go back. tsconfig. This is what we're missing. See that? We're going to put that in there. Oh, look at that. Stream elements. Interesting. Cool. Let's add that here. Compiler options. Wait. Yeah, compiler options. Add the paths. And I'm going to delete this I'm going to delete the components as well and reinitialize shadcn. Now, actually, I'm just going to do npm install. Now that we have the paths in place, because this is going, oh, wait a minute. The path should not be here. So @ should be in source and then inside of the app. Yeah. Now let's init default neutral. Yes, for this. Okay, now we can see the @ folder is not here. If you open source, we have components and also the library where we have the cn function. Now it's correct. Now it's correct. There we go. Fix that. Should we be checking these other version values as well? Yes, next, allow just true, skip lib. Yeah, I think these should be pretty much the same. Oh, this is bundler and this is node. Okay, let's use node then. Result JSON is true, module resolution, node classic or node next. Probably because the first value. In 17. Yeah, you see, that's weird. Let me copy this, because pretty much everything is the same. Paste it again. I'm going to remove the TS node because we're not using TS node anymore. And let's do TypeScript restart server. Yeah, this is complaining. Bundler. This mode supports package imports and exports, but unlike Node.js, never requires file extensions on relative paths and imports. Well, that's good, but oh, there's a released one. Let's go back to that link and see where is the release. There is no release. Huh, okay. Cannot be specified without node module resolution strategy. Yeah, this is very weird. How does it work here? I have it set to bundler. Yeah. That's why I needed to see the package JSON. Because this is not it. Has package JSON, set to false. If it exists, installing packages. It's all good, but what is the definition? This would have been a lot simpler if I just created a new project. Yeah. You know what? Let's do this then. Let's jump into this project, because this is Next.js with Tailwind and TypeScript and everything. And let's check the versions here. So TypeScript is 5. Yeah. flashcards. So I'm gonna put this back to back and just package JSON. Let's get package JSON here as well. Close others. Close the sidebar. All right, TypeScript turns out that it's version 5. So let's get it up to version 5. I'm actually just gonna do 5 like this. And TypeScript should be a def dependency, not an actual dependency. Tailwind 344 because we just installed it. Prisma is set to 8. You see that? So let's go all the way up to 8. ESLint is a newer version, 14 to 3. ESLint is 8. Yeah. Let's keep it like this. These are all updated and also in the latest versions. Then we have Tailwind and we just installed these, so we should be good. React is the newest, Next is the newest, everything else is newest. Cool. Now let's open tsconfig. Yeah, as you can see, everything is okay here. And I bet if I do npm install now, it's going to install TypeScript version 5. Not matching version. In most cases, you want to use dependencies, right? Wait, what is that? That was not Prisma, wasn't it? It was post CSS, not Prisma. God damn it. Okay, it's cool. What version? 5.15.0. Actually, let's use the version lens and we'll see what is the latest for Prisma. 5.15, there we go. Save this and reinstall. Cool. Now, since we have the newest version of TypeScript, I want to restart the TypeScript server and see if it complains. No complaints. Okay. There we go. We fixed it. Thank you. We'll get back here. And cool. There's package.json, there's Next.config.js. Everything is set up, everything is configured. Tailwind is also configured in TypeScript, so we'll probably just delete this file because it's the same. We'll use the TypeScript one. And this is shadcn doing its magic. Of course, this is not the class name, so we should just continue. There we go. Okay, so it's not local, it's Google in this case. Yeah. So get inter, create the font sans variable, which puts inter as with the Latin subset, and we just want to do this basically. This is going to be the body tag. Here's the body tag, not this one, and inside we'll just render the page. Bring this in, and now we should be good. Now we should officially be good. npm run dev should not have any issues. Seems like you don't have a global error handler. Oh yeah, we'll figure that out. That's coming from Sentry. Local hosts, we should see hello flashcards. And we do see hello flashcards, but it seems that we have some issues with CSS. We are bringing in globals. We also set the font, but we can see that it's Actually, not. This is not inter. So let's see what's up. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on a second. There we go. Exactly. We just need the Tailwind. We need to extend the font family. Colors, border, radius, keyframes, animation. Yeah, let's put it at the top. And this font family comes from the old theme. And since we're in TypeScript, we can just import it. Imports from Tailwind CSS slash what was it? Default theme. There we go. And we should see font family. Exactly. So now we should be good. Yeah, there we go. There's the app structure, and that's it. So we can just add button and we'll see the button appear. Refresh. Oh, come on. Let's try running the server again. This is not possible. We did specify font sans. Font sans. What is going on? Theme extend. I did put it there, right? Tailwind. Exactly. Theme extend font family. There's the content. Oh, but there it is. We want to use the source directory. Sure, add pages as well. We want to use the source directory. So now we should get this applied. We should get this fixed. Or not. Okay. Tailwind is giving us some headaches. We'll fix it. Anyone has any ideas? Why is this not working? Let's see if the CSS is being brought in. There's layout CSS. And we see the font face being set. We see Tailwind being brought in. And we also see a bunch of stuff here, which looks correct to me. We did this, globals.css. We did this as well. I think shadcn had like a let me see. I want to use neutral. Let's use this one. And if I go copy code, it only contains those values. So let's go bring them in. They should be the same. They do look the same, but this should not change anything. Nope. Man, this is annoying. This is very annoying. Let me open the other project again to see if I'm missing something. Here's the globals. It looks exactly the same. Tailwind config. Oh, but look at that. There's a source in there. I didn't notice that. Source. There we go. Okay, so I was wrong. We should just remove these and keep these the same. Yep. Looks the same. What is wrong? App. Layouts. Globals.css. This is exactly how we have it set up as well. There's the variable. HTML body. We just copy paste this. And then that was it. Okay. Weird. Check out the page. Return. That's it. Here's what I'm gonna. Maybe it's a caching issue. I'm going to remove non-modules again. And I hate it because I think the Next.js cache is in there. So that's why we need to do. There's a tours. Yeah, we need to revisit that as well. Okay. Any next cache is now removed. Just go npm run dev again with the hopes that it's going to show us the proper font. It's not showing us the. Should I be manually setting it? Is that the case? Because I feel like font sans should apply to the whole body, to the whole app. I don't need to specify H1 and set the font sans. Yeah. Yeah, as you can see, font sans, the class or the BG background or anything, it's just not there. What I think we're missing though is post CSS, right? Okay. There we go. Post css.config.js. Was it like that? MJS. MJS. All right, let's keep it as MJS. But we also need to install it. And that was the version 8 that threw us. So let's do that then. npm install. Want to save it to dev. Post CSS. Okay, installed and saved. Where is it? Post CSS. There we go. Version 8. And I don't think I need to set up anything. I just need to do npm run dev. And there we go. Okay. Thank God. Okay. We can continue. There we go. We have the classes. We have Tailwind initialized and also shadcn. We can commit now. So this is upgrading packages plus setting up Tailwind and shadcn. And just throw everything. 2v2. Now, github/Nicola/flashcards. This is going to cause. There we go. This is going to cause a deployment, and we need to cancel that. There's flashcards. We should just not deploy this. Simple. Not sure if you want to delete this. Is there a way to like disable automatic deployments? I'm just gonna disconnect the Git connection for now. So when we push, we don't actually need to do any deployments. And I'm gonna cancel this one. There it is. Okay. That's also done. And I think we can start rolling this out, right? We have everything set up. Cool. Yeah, let's roll it out. So I'm not sure if I want to reuse any of the layouts that we had in the previous app. I think we should just start from scratch. So shadcn has these cool examples of whole pages. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. For example, like this whole page. You can grab the code from this page, or here's a dashboard. You can grab these ones. So we're gonna use some of these layouts. This one looks okay, but we need something simpler. This is gonna be like two sets. We'll have two endpoints. We're gonna have manage and practice. In practice, you're just picking either a category or a random, and just you know, see a flashcard, click on the eye to flip it and to validate if you answered it correctly. And the other one is manage, where you do CRUD operations on top of the flashcards. So we don't actually need this level of detail. Like there's an account switcher at the top. There's a whole sidebar. I think we can use something like this. We're not going to have the account switcher at the top. We can just have the logo, the little brain. And then we'll have two links that point to practice or manage. And that's it. That's all that we're going to need. So I know that this one is part of the blocks. Let's go back to the blocks and see. Yeah, you see? There it is. This is all we need. So we can go to code. Oh, Lucid. Yeah, we need to upgrade, actually install Lucid and remove React icons. See? Let's do npm uninstall React icons and then npm install Lucid React. Nice. And we need to start adding a bunch of stuff here. This is the whole page, but we only need the top one. We might need to install some stuff. Yeah, there we go. See? The top navigation turns into a sidebar automatically, so that's good. So here's how I approach this. I'm copying this whole block, right? And I'm in the layout. And I'm gonna drop it here without, ruining the stuff that I already have, for example, the body and stuff. So I'm gonna paste it here, like so. And then I'm gonna start adding these components. So let's do that. npx UI dash shadcn. Was it like that? UI dash shadcn? Shadcn dash UI. Shadcn dash UI at latest. Add, and then we'll do button, card, checkbox. What else is there? Drop down menu, input, the sheet with a typo, without a typo, and that's pretty much it. Not sure we're gonna need the drop down menu, because the drop down menu is being used on the account switcher, so I'm just gonna remove it. We're definitely gonna need the input. Where is the checkbox? There's a checkbox. There's the checkbox. I'm not gonna add it now. I'm just gonna add it later. So we'll keep the button because, of course, we'll have buttons in the app. We'll keep the card because that's how we're going to, lay out we're gonna do the layouts, and the flashcards is even in the name. We'll keep the input because we'll need some inputs, of course, the question, the answer, the etc, etc. And we'll also keep the sheet because the sheet is what converts the top navigation into like a sidebar drawer thing. So these are the only things that I need at the beginning, at the start. And then we'll install checkbox, or we'll install drop-down menu as we, as we need them. Cool. So here's the whole screen here. I'm gonna get all of this, and I'm gonna put it in the body here. Place it here. Wait, what? No. P, of course, instead of paste. I'm gonna go all the way down and remove the children. And now we need to identify the place where we're just gonna delete these, and we'll import later. We need to identify the place, and it's usually main. Yeah, there it is. It's the main. Main is going to be the children, and we'll delete everything inside of main. Where is it? Main, delete in tag. There we go. Nice. So this is going to be children inside, because this is the layout, right? This is the layout component. We want to define the layout, but not actually the page. So everything that's inside of main will be defined inside of the page.tsx. And now we're missing some imports. So let's go with them. Import link from next link. Package 2 is an icon from Lucid React. There's a sheet. Not Lucid React, but UI components sheet. Sheet trigger. There's the button. And there's a menu now. Why do we need a menu? That one? Toggle navigation menu. Oh, menu is the icon, not a drop-down menu. Cool, there we go. Sheet content. Bring that in. We'll delete most of these. Search is going to be, yeah, search and input. We're not gonna have a search and input here. So I'm just going to delete the whole form. There's a drop-down menu with the user and everything. I'm just gonna delete the whole drop-down menu, and we don't actually need this as well. So I think this looks good. If we do npm run dev and reload the page, we should see a simpler version of this page. Here we go. We have like the icons and all, but if I make the window, there's the switcher. If we click on it, there's also the sheet with the menu inside. Nice. That's exactly what we want. I think this corner is a bit aggressive, so before I forget, I want to change it. There's a radius instead of 0.3, 0.6 maybe. Was that the 5? It was 5, not 6. Cool. Okay, so we have the layout. I'm gonna close this project first. We have the layout. Let's fix the links and also the little icon. It's not gonna be a package icon. Let's try a brain icon. Let's see if there's a brain. Yeah, let's go with the brain. It looks like a walnut, but of course. There's the brain. Instead of a dashboard, we'll say manage, okay? And we'll go to /manage. And instead of orders, we'll do practice. Practice, and everything else will be removed. There we go. We also need to update the sheet. This is gonna be the brain icon. And instead of £, we're going to take the users to the /1. We have pretty much the same stuff here. Text muted foreground, hover text foreground, transition colors. Okay, there's less. So let's just manually add them. First it was /manage. And then we had /practice. And remove the rest of the links. Manage and practice. That's all we need. This takes us to /manage, but of course it doesn't exist. Or /practice. And this one takes us to the / page, which is what we're going to, I don't know, probably redirect to manage. Because I want the manage to be the automatic, like the first one. So we'll figure out, we'll define a redirect to /manage later. Okay, the layout is done. If we go on mobile, damn it, we'll see that we also have the sidebar. We don't need to worry about that. And yeah, this looks good to me. So let's do manage /page.tsx. Export default function manage, and we're gonna have to manage like sub navigations. We're going to do manage categories and manage and also manage flashcards. But I guess we can just keep them on the same screen, you know, and use like modals. So go to manage, there's manage. If we go to next config, now we can define the redirects, and the source is going to be from / we want to go to manage, and it's going to be permanent. npm run def again. Reload this should stay at manage. But if I click on this one, oh, we're taken there. Okay, maybe the API changed. Redirecting. Source, destination. Oh, we did that, didn't we? Redirects. There we go. It's redirects, and then we return an array of objects where the object has source, destination, and whether it's permanent or not. And in our case, this is permanent. So refresh this, should take us to /manage. There we go. So we're at manage. If you click on the /, we'll never see the hello flashcards page again. Does that mean I can actually delete this one? So we're not actually seeing the page, or is it gonna error out? No, it's not going to error out. Cool. I'm going to copy manage into practice and update the page. There's manage, and there's practice. And if we are in practice, and if I click on the brain, it's going to take us to the manage one. There we go. Okay. All of this works. I think we can start putting out, you know, building out the manage screen. And I'm thinking, we're going to need 2 sections, right? We're going to need manage categories and manage flashcards. So we can split that into like 2 sections here. The left section can be manage categories, for example, and the right section is going to be manage flashcards. Let's do that. we're gonna have a list. Yeah, let's do all operations through modals, through dialogues. So we're going to keep a table. There's gonna be like 2 tables on the screen with actions, right? So for example, if we want to delete a certain category, there's gonna be a row action on that specific category, and we'll just hit delete, and that's it. Or update it if we click on the, I don't know, a pencil icon, it'll show a modal, which is going to be the same one as the create. We'll just update it right there on the spot. So we pretty much need just 2 tables. And we can use 10 stack table for this. That's actually what shadcn also uses. Data table. There we go. Yeah, it uses 10 stack table. But there's also a filter here, which maybe we'll do this, you know, we'll just keep one. Let's just keep one table. That's even simpler. Let's keep one table and we'll implement a filter. Like show me the categories or show me the, oh, but then there's gonna be like different, probably different columns. Let's think this through. We have flashcards. The flashcards have a question and answer. We have categories, and the categories have only like only a label, a name, right? There's gonna be different. Yeah, we can keep this as 2 different tables. I don't think it's a big deal. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's actually use a table. We'll have 2 tables. We can show something like this. You see here, without the columns, of course. Instead of columns, we'll add like a plus button here. And there's gonna be 2 buttons here, a pencil for editing and a trash can for deleting. And that's gonna be it. When you press the trash can, there's gonna be an alert dialog. Are you sure? Yes or no? So we can delete it. If you press on the pencil icon, we are going to show a dialog like this. Bam. And then you edit the details. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We're not gonna implement any pagination or lazy loading. We'll just keep it simple. Okay. Let's do that real quick. We don't have the database, I know, but we'll figure it out. Okay, this one takes a while. Yeah, so we're gonna need some types, and we already have the types from Prisma. We can just reuse them. We'll create the data. That's cool. Up payments. Yeah, we'll have a separate file for the columns, separate file for the data table, and this is the page where we're going to be using the table in. And both the columns and data table are going to be client components. Page is going to be a server component. All right, let's see. This is still loading. Why is it loading so much? Is my internet down? No, it's not. Okay. But yeah, that's basically what we're gonna do. 2 files per table, columns and table, and we'll do categories columns and categories table, and then flashcards columns and flashcards table. And inside the columns, we'll just use the column definition to define the columns for each of the tables. And then this is going to be a bigger file, but it's pretty much going to be the same, where we just render these things. Yeah. We might even end up using one data table file, because I think it's going to be pretty much the same. Yeah. Okay. Let's start doing that. So I'm going to do categories columns.tsx. I'm going to import the whole file and we'll just edit it out later. We're going to grab the type from the Prisma client. There's category. Yeah, that's all we need. There's a category. And we just need to, actually no, we need 3. We can keep the ID there. Why not? We'll keep the ID there. We have a name, and what else was there? We have a name and a slug. Okay, we'll keep them there, but we need one more for the actions at the end. So this is gonna be the ID, and let's just keep it as ID. This is going to be the name. It was a name, right? Name, not a label. And the header is going to be name. This is going to be the slug. And now we need actions, row actions. Here's how we can define row actions. We'll add this column. The ID is going to be actions. There's not going to be accessor key or header. It's just going to be an ID actions. And then we'll define the cell like this. And as you can see, the cell can be a drop-down menu, but in our case, we'll just use 2 buttons. Why not? Or keep it as a drop-down. I don't know. Let's keep it as a drop-down. There's the drop-down menu. So we need to add the drop-down menu now. Luckily, 10 stack table finished loading. MPX shadcn -ui at latest. Add drop-down -menu. So we'll add the 3 dots, and when you click on them, there's going to be edit and delete. And this does payments return. Okay. Row dot original is going to be the category, and we just want to return this, and we'll see what happens here. First, we want to bring in drop-down menu, but from components, not from Radix UI. Make sure to pay attention to that, because you might end up using Radix UI, but not shadcn from the components. There's a button. More horizontal is the icon. Comes from Lucid. And then there's the content. Actions. Okay, let's keep it actions. Hey John, how's it going? Yeah. It's fun to stream again. Thanks for tuning in. We're building an app. This is a flashcards app that I used to work on, I think like 2 years ago. We used this to do workshops at Sentry. And now I want to update it to use the latest Next and shadcn and SQLite, etc. So that's what we're doing. It's not going to be copy. This is going to be edit, and we're not going to be doing on click. We're going to be doing an interesting thing. Yeah. We're going to be doing an interesting thing later. No separator in our case. And this is going to be just delete. Cool. You know what? Let's just remove the actions as well. The label. There we go. So now let's... Yeah. I figured let's just use VS Code in this case, you know. Might be simpler. I had some issues with NeoVim. I need to figure out why. You know, it's like it lags after using it for I don't know, like an hour and a half or two. So I don't see that issue with... I mean, I do see it sometimes, you know. For example, doing this, scrolling up and down the file, sometimes it does you know, lag and it becomes crazy. But so far so good. Mine's issue is with LazyVim because of the constant updates. Same. I was like saying the same thing in the Discord server. This is like, you know, I had a nice nvim dApp configuration that helped me debug my apps, but they pushed some updates and I had to basically scrape the whole thing, and it still didn't work as expected. So I had some issues there, but yeah, we'll just use VS Code for now. Yeah, it's better not to keep updating, but yeah. Updates should be good, right? Updates should bring us, I don't know, better stuff, better functionality. All right, there's our columns file. Let's do the... I'm going to do the data table because I think it's going to be the same. The data table is going to be the same for both categories. And yeah, see this, the column definitely we'll make it generic. You'll see. Here's the data table. And we need to... Actually, you know what? We don't need to do anything. This is it. This is all there is. And at the end, we're just rendering the table. We'll pass the columns definition and also the data. That's all. But we have row actions now. Those row actions, let's see. Oh, that was just it. This was the pagination control, so I don't need to change the table at all. Cool. I'm going to copy the categories columns and we'll call these flashcards columns. Oh, I need to also give them a name because we'll be importing these two on the same page. Categories columns. And then also flashcards columns. And flashcards have a different model. There we go. These ones have question, answer, slug, and a category. And we can do that. We'll keep the ID. We'll do the question and answer, but we're going to truncate the answer in case, you know, some of the users want to do like a more elaborate answer. We'll truncate it and we'll keep it as a single line. Slug, I don't know. We don't need the slug. And we'll have a category ID. But we're not going to have a... We're going to have something else. So in this case, the model defines the category ID. But that's just how we keep it in the database. We don't want to do that. We are going to modify this flashcard type. Instead of, you know, just accepting a category ID of a number, we're going to accept the whole category. And we're going to bring all of those, you know, we'll prepare the data on the server side and we'll push the data down. So yeah, let's actually do that. We're going to do flashcard column, we want to do omit from flashcard the category ID, and with a single ampersand. And let's now bring in category, and we'll do category is of type category. There we go. So the flashcard column is going to look like this. That is not the type, but okay. Flashcard column. Yeah. When we have category, we'll just remove the category. We're going to add category, and that category is going to be its own object inside. Cool. Let's continue. So we have the ID here. We have question and answer. Instead of a name, we'll do question. Then we have the answer. And we're going to, we're going to do the cell here. Probably value. Let's see, downstack table. Table get started with React. Rows and cells. We want to enter the columns. Column definitions. Oh, there's a, okay, a column helper. First name, then we have cell. Get value. There's like a get value. Can we access value here? No. Value is of type unknown. Cell column get, oh, there we go, get value. Or render value. What is the difference between get value or render value? Get value it is then. So we're going to be using a paragraph here with a certain class name that's going to help us truncate the text, and inside we'll do get value. What's wrong now? Damn it. It should just be like that. I think it's just TypeScript complaining. Unknown is not assignable to type React. Why are you unknown? Get value should be like text or whatever the answer is. It should be a string. There we go. Someone complained. Yeah, maybe the helpers will contain the correct types, because Tanner actually mentions that we need to reintroduce a wrapping utility function to create a column definition. You know what? Let's go with that. Create column helper. You know what? Let's, yeah. Where is the 10 stack? There we go. Create column helper. And this is going to be column helper, const column helper, create column helper with the flashcard column. So this one is going to be column helper dot accessor. It's going to be the answer. And then we'll have the column. What was the define? Accessor. It's an object. Yeah. The only difference between the two is that the cell render value will return the value or the fallback value if the value is undefined, whereas the get value will return the value or undefined. Render fallback value. Yeah. I bet we need to define render fallback value. So we'll just stick with get value for now. And we'll use the column helper and hopefully we'll see. We'll you know, we'll have the types correct. Okay, let's see now. We already are using the accessor, so we just need, we just need to return the paragraph. Cell, and we'll do a paragraph cell.get a value, and see, it was a string, class name, and that should be it. What's the, okay, I bet I need to turn these, because now we're using the column helper and it's returning something else. TypeScript is complaining about it. Unknown is not assignable to type string. There we go. You see that? Because we're using this type here. This is how they define actions as well. Okay, let's do that then. We have the ID here. I'm gonna copy this block, paste it here. And I don't need to define the cell. Do I always have to define the cell? Header, name, footer. Okay, let's do ID. We're gonna do this. Delete until comma, and then we'll do header. It's going to be ID. There we go. That's done. Next, we want to have the question. Ignore the error for now. Question. Then we have the answer. And at the end, we want to do actions, and it's going to be display. The actions are going to be display. Instead of accessor, we'll do display. Display does not have the first argument. It only has a block. It has an ID, just like we have here. And then we'll just reuse the cell, you know. This is the cell definition. Grab it from here, put it there, and remove this object. And now, because all of these are going to... Now, this is not complaining. Okay, interesting. Accessor, cell, and footer. It's not that. Okay. We'll just remove the type, because that's how it is in the docs as well. And that's it. And this was TSX. So it should work. Cool. We don't need the column definition in this case. And the flashcards columns should work now. We're going to try rendering these with some dummy data, some hard-coded values, just so we can see if they work properly. So back to the page. Let's define them. So categories, it's going to be exactly a category array from Prisma client. And let's add a few. And I believe, yeah, ID and name and slug. And the name should be, for example, JavaScript. Right? There's one category. Let's make another one. And there we go. Copilot knows what it needs to do. React. Beautiful. Give us some more. Next.js. Tailwind CSS. Node.js. Beautiful. Okay, we'll keep it at 6. There's our categories. Now we need flashcards. And we're going to use this type right here. I'm just going to export it for now. It's going to be a flashcard column. And it's going to have an ID, a question, what is JavaScript, an answer, and then categories of 0. Exactly. What else is missing? Slug. Okay. What is JavaScript? Beautiful. So I'll just create a new object. There it is. Hey, Jim Martel. How's it going? Come on, Copilot. There we go. Oh, nice. Hey, we have like 12 flashcards now. What is JavaScript? What is TypeScript? What is React? What is Next.js? What is... Okay, I guess that works. Again, what is JavaScript? No. What is TypeScript? What is React? What is Next.js? What is Tailwind? And Node.js. It feels like repeating. We're gonna get the categories by index. What do you mean? I mean, these are going to be, you know, like inlined, because this is, I'm just preparing the data for the columns, but the categories themselves are gonna be in a separate table, and we'll have them here. There's the categories and there's the flashcards. And we'll do, we're not gonna be doing MySQL, we're gonna be doing SQLite, so we can, you know, keep everything here locally. Yeah. Cool. So we have the flashcards and also we have the categories. Here, I think we can start, you know, building out the layout. So I know we want a flex, and I know we want to flex. Is it gonna be CRUD with auth? Yeah, it's gonna be CRUD, but without any authentication. There used to be authentication with next auth, but I decided to remove it because we need to keep this as soon as, like, as simple as possible. But it could also contain auth down the road. We'll see. There is definitely room for, you know, evolving this and, you know, making this a bit more complex. I was even thinking about like, you know, just for funsies, implementing the OpenAI SDK and like telling ChatGPT, I have this topic, it's about this and that, right? In the category itself is the topic. And I want you to like generate 10 flashcards for me on that topic. And then ChatGPT is going to automatically populate the database for you for that specific topic. And you're already going to be there and just like, okay, let's learn. And you'll go directly into the practice session. I guess that would be fun. That would be fun. And for that, we're definitely gonna need authentication. We're also going to need, we can even deploy it then. We can go into Terso, register account, host it on Terso, implement authentication, and then also we're gonna need like profiles and user settings, so the users themselves can paste the OpenAI API key, so we can, you know, use their API. Of course, you know, everything needs to have an AI segment. So yeah, that's one idea that I'd like to implement. Exactly. All right. Let's continue. This div is going to define the two tables. So we'll have it set to row, but on mobile it's going to be columns, right? So we're going to be switching this. So from medium on, it's going to be flex row. Otherwise, it's going to be flex column. I would say the gap is going to be like, I don't know, 6 maybe. And we should probably add some level of, you know, padding. 128, that's way too much. 64, we'll see how it looks like. And then inside we'll have two data tables. Data table, there we go. The columns are going to be first the categories. Columns, and the data is going to be categories. Categories, and then we'll have the flashcards. We'll import them. Flashcards. Does it like this? No, it doesn't like this. What's wrong? There's the unknown again. You see, it resurfaced. Yeah. It resurfaced again. So we should probably bring back the column definition, re-export the type. Now let's see what's wrong. Unknown is not assignable to type number. Flashcards column, and what is that? Here's the accessor function. Where is the number? There's no number there. What about the column definition? The value is unknown. Original row and index. I doubt that's the case. Types of property footer are incompatible. Dude, I don't even want a footer. You see that? There's a header context now. Yeah, something is off. Well, you know what? Maybe it was better if we don't use the column helper, or should I be adding some types to this? What? I don't know. Actually, it should not be accessor, should be ID, and the node header should be ID. The flashcard should have an ID. Yes, it does have an ID. Oh, hold on a second. Nope. This is... There was an extension that explained TypeScript errors to you. Oh, I already have it. Should I scroll down all the way down? Oh yeah. Type is not assignable to type. Blah, blah, blah. This is not helpful. This is just pretty printing it, but... Accessor function unknown is not assignable to number. Okay, what about this then? Is not assignable to string. So it's probably get value, right? As number? No. cell context, and there's the value. Yeah, I don't like that. Which one? The second? This second parameter for the accessor should be a number. Here? No, like this you mean. Flashcard column number. Right? Or... And now, of course, we don't need this, right? Yeah, there we go. Now, the first one should be the accessor. Well, I don't know what the accessor function is. Accessor function with tdata. Tdata is our value. Damn it. Of course. But no, that's not the point. Oh man, what is this now? 10 stack table column helper type script. Column def gives types. Types gives TypeScript error. I see that. The only way I found is to get around this is to add an S string or some other primitive type after info get value. So get value is the type. So as number in this case, because ID is a number, as string in this case, as string in this case, and then we don't have any other issues. Or so we thought. Let's restart the TypeScript server and see if it complains more. Yes, it does, and it's probably gonna be the same issue, right? Exactly. Unknown is not assignable to number. Of course. Column def flashcards column. Okay. This is annoying. And we needed this to get around the get value, but get value is a problem. So let's just, let's get back without using the column ID. We're just using the standard one. And I'm going to open the categories column and just do this. There we have the ID. We had a name, but we also have a question, and there's a question. Question. We don't need the question anymore. The answer. And this is where we actually need the get value. So we're going to return a paragraph instead of a value. We'll do get value here. And we'll put a string inside. We'll figure out the class name later. And then we also have the actions, which is basically this. There we go. We don't need the column helper anymore. And the create column helper. There was an error. No, there are no errors. And there's also no errors on this page. So beautiful. I'm just going to do npm run dev and let's see what we achieved. I think we need to wrap the two tables in like cards just to like have them separate. Yeah, there we go. Let's do that now. You can see that we have the tables. Ooh. This is not being triggered. And there's an error. No, there are no errors. But why is the button not being triggered? Do I have disabled TypeScript, JavaScript? No, we don't. We do have JavaScript. So clicking on this should actually, oh, there we go. Okay, reloading, that helped. We have edit, we have delete. Edit could be update or modify, whatever. Cool. Let's make this just look better now. We'll bring in the card component, the card header. Although I need to see this. Always mix the, sometimes the header is inside the content or not. No, header is there, content is there, footer is at the bottom. Card header, card content, and then also card footer. Actually, we don't need the footer. So I'm gonna bring one of the tables in and we'll see categories. Above the table, we'll also put like a, if we wanted like a search and also a plus button for creating new categories. For now, we'll just keep it chill. Copy this, flashcards, and then replace the categories table with the flashcards table, and we should look a lot better now. There we go. This is pretty lousy, so I'm going to do this. I'm gonna do font bold, nice, and I'm gonna do text large, or maybe even extra large. Yeah, that looks good. Font bold, text extra large. There we go. I feel like the padding is like brutal in this case. We need to tone it down. I think the padding is defined from the, yeah, the padding is defined from the parent layout. So we don't even need to worry about that. There we go. We have categories and flashcards. We are missing, actually we'll put the button here next to the label. You know, that'll work perfectly. Same for the flashcards. And everything else is okay. Everything else should remain the same. Deleting will show a different alert dialog, confirm. Editing will show the same as the create, but it's going to be pre-populated. So we're going to reuse that model. And we'll also do the trick in Next.js, where we are you know, defining pages with or not. I don't know. Here's what I was thinking about. When you go into Next.js, when you go into routing, and when you go into, let's see, intercepting routes, you can actually intercept a route and display it as a modal. You know how on Reddit, when you click on a thread, it shows up as a modal, and you can click away, but if you hit refresh, it shows up as a page. That's basically it. So that's how you can achieve that with Next.js, with these weird, you know, naming convention. But I don't think we need this. We'll just keep it in line, keep it here, and that's all. And we'll use server actions to update everything. So here we're going to bring in that that element there. This is a server component. We're gonna need a different component that's going to render the dialog trigger and also the dialog itself, and we'll just place it here. So here's our categories, data table, and flashcards. And I believe in Next.js, if you put them in a folder and prefix them with underscore, where's the ignore? There's a route group. We don't need that. Project organization. I think we're here. We should be here. There we go, underscores. You see that? Private folders can be created by prefixing a folder with an underscore. Yeah, it's a private implementation detail and should not be considered by the routing system. Therefore, thereby opting the folder and all of its subfolders out of routing. We have the table components here. We can put them in a folder for the tables, right? Then we'll create another private folder and we'll keep all of our dialogues there, like create or update, etc. And because we're sharing the table, we might as well create them in a way, create them like categories, underscore categories and underscore flashcards, and keep the column definition for the categories in the categories, but then also the models. Yeah, let's do that. Here's what I'm thinking. Let me just put this down. I'm going to create a folder called categories, right? And then slash, and we'll say create or update. Let's do create dialog.tsx, right? This is going to be our dialog when we hit on the plus button. But then in the meantime, because this is the categories private folder, I'm going to move the categories columns in that folder. I'm going to do the same for flashcards. I'm going to do create flashcard.tsx. Actually, it's create dialog. I'm going to rename this create category dialog, create flashcard dialog. There's going to be the dialog, and then I'll move the column definition there. And now in the page, we should have these updated categories and flashcards. And the data table is going to remain there on the at the root because it's being used by both categories and flashcards. Cool. So now let's go to the category dialog. And we'll just do create category. And we're going to return, check this out. We're going to return dialog. Where is it? Dialog that also has a trigger, and it's just going to be a plus. So we need to add dialog npx shadcn-ui at latest add dialog. Run dev again. We're going to return. Just going to grab this. And I'm going to import all of them, and then we'll see if we want to remove something or not. In here, I want to bring in a plus icon from Lucid. And it's not going to be, are you absolutely sure? It's going to be create a new category. And there's going to be, hey, you see this? Dialog content and dialog header. So header is inside of the content. But previously, I don't know what we did. The card's header is outside of the card's content. That's what I was referring to. There's like a consistency issues when it comes to header content, you know, regardless of what component it is. Okay, create a new category. I don't feel like we need a description for this, so I'm just going to delete the description. And where is the dialog content? Content header, and then after the header, you just do the thing. Okay. So in here, hold on. We're going to have the form, which will trigger the action. So instead of a div, I'm going to use a form here. We'll put a class name. We'll figure out what the class name is going to be later. But I know that we want to have something like this probably. Not really. Let's see. Yeah, see that? Beautiful. We'll see the, we'll have the question. Actually, no, this is just the category, which only has a name. Yeah. And this one also has a footer, right? The footer, and there we have the button type submit. Nice. This form is going to have an ID because we're going to have a dialog footer here, and we'll have a button exactly, but with a capital B because we want to use this button. And we want to do form, was it form target? No, let's see. HTML button submit for form. There's a label for, and there's a button. Oh, it's just form. Okay, cool. The form is going to be create category. Create. And the type is going to be submit. We'll figure out the styling later on. I just want to keep it there. Inside of the form, we want to have, I don't know, div, probably with some sort of a class name. And then we'll have a label. Let's see if shadcn has something on that. There's a form, but it uses React hook form. We won't do any validation on the client side, so we're not going to be using any of these things. Because at the end of the day, this is just, it's just an input. Maybe the input has a label. There we go. Oh, it's a picture. There's a label. Do we have the label component? There's the input, there's no label. Okay, let's add it. npx shadcn-ui at latest add label. Oh, there we go. Interesting. npm run def. So we'll have a label, and we're going to import it from components. Just a name, I guess. And then input name is name. There's a for. There is an HTML for. ID is going to be name. Let's bring in inputs from components. Yeah. The placeholder, let's just say JavaScript, for example. And because this also needs a slug, we'll just generate the slug on the server side. And that's all. I would say this is going to be a grid with a gap of 2, maybe. However, this is our dialog, and we can go back to the cart header now and actually add it. Add it as a create category dialog, like this. And now, because this is set to font bold and text extra large, it's going to, we're going to move those classes to the categories. So we'll just do a span v inside this, copy this, class name equals, paste them inside. And now we have 2 elements. And here's what we want to do. We want to make this as a flex, and we want to justify between and align center. Let's see this. Reload, and we should see plus appearing. Oh, what is that? No, that should have been, there's the plus button, but this should be part of the dialog. Why is it part of the, this is weird. Yeah, it should be part of the dialog. There's a trigger. the plus button. Components, dialog, content, and then there's the, oh, look at that. Yeah. I need to add these things inside. Maybe the footer is outside of the content, but the form is inside. Yeah, right. Let's check out the dialog again. Well, I guess if the header is inside, then the footer should be inside as well. Yeah, it's inside the... Okay, weird, but okay. There's the categories. I'm not sure why we're seeing this flex call. Oh, wait a minute. This should not be. Cart header is the flex. It's not a flex call. Space. Oh, look at that. Okay, so I probably need to do flex row and like override it. There we go. Because by default it's set to flex call. Okay, I like this to be a button. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna bring in button. I'm gonna put the plus inside, and I'm gonna add the S child prop to the dialog trigger, so that this one looks like a button. There we go. Items center, not align center. There we go. And this button is very aggressive, so we wanna do class name. I want to set the P to 0 and width to 6 maybe. That's too low. 12. That's too big, right? Yeah. 10 maybe. Okay. 10 it is. And there's the modal now. Create a new category. We'll just put the name in, hit create, and it'll just create the modal. We'll do the same for flashcards. Let me just check something real quick. Okay. Yeah, we'll do the same for flashcards, but we're gonna have a different dialog here. This is good, but this name is like way too into this. So here's what I'm gonna do. We have the dialog content, class name, gap 6. So like the whole thing is a bit separated. This is better now. You can keep this as a name, and that's it. I'm not sure we can reuse this. Maybe we won't reuse this. Is there a size property? Oh yeah, there is a size property. Size is gonna be an icon. No changes there, but probably because of the P and W. What about now? No changes there. Let's see. Button icon. There it is. It's just size icon. Okay then, we'll remove this and maybe we'll just use a variant secondary, so that it's not like, you know, like lighter. And in this case, I feel like categories, the title should be larger. So instead of extra large text, we need 2 extra large text, or maybe even 3. 3 it is. There we go. Okay, so categories, hit plus, you'll create your category. It'll show up here. You don't like it, hit delete, it'll delete it. We need to add modals for these as well. And the other one is going to be like an alert dialog. So let's just do categories now. If we have time, we can move on to the flashcards. If not, in the next stream, we'll finish the flashcards and we'll figure out the database and then start working on the actions. And then we'll only have the practice session, which will first let you pick what category do you want. Do you want them shuffled or not? Or do you want to just go, give me anything, and that's it? Yeah. And then we'll figure out the viewing of the flashcards, because in the old app, I had a card and there's like an I button. When you click on the I button, an actual animation shows, it's like flipping the cards. We'll see if we want to do that. The main point is that we want to keep things simple as possible. Cool. Let me just commit this so we don't lose it. Configuring navigation plus. This is going to be like an admin, but practice is going to be the actual practice. So it's like it's an app, you know. I don't know, you log in, you don't log in right now, but for example, you log in, you create your flashcards and categories here, but then you go into the practice and you do your practice. That's it. That's all. Okay, configure navigation plus initial manage screen layouts. Seems good to me. Push these things. And yeah, let's move on with the edit, because when we hit edit, we'll pretty much reuse the create category. We're going to do edit category, and we'll just, you know, set a different action on it. And I like to keep things separate. Edit category dialog. Edit category. This one will receive a prop. So that prop is going to be category. And we're going to bring in this type from the Prisma client. And instead of create a new category, it's going to be edit. And then we'll do category.name. The value, or the default value, is going to be category.name, but then also placeholder is going to be category.name. So for example, when we click edit on the JavaScript, the input itself is going to be pre-populated to JavaScript, but if we remove all of that, the placeholder will also give us the old value, even though we can see it in the title as well. But that's all. And instead of create, it's going to be update. Beautiful. There's our edit category dialog. So now that is defined into the columns. We need to go to the categories columns. We have the actions here, right? There's the edit. See that? There was a trick here. There was a trick here with the focus and all. And I want to open a different app that I'm building. This one called Buffet. And I fixed that issue here. Let me just see where it is. Check this out. So we have, for example, edits. This is a modal, just like this one. And the drop-down menu item is inside. And we do prevent default on it. There's going to be issues with the focus and with the keyboard navigation. So this is how I found out that, you know, fixing those issues involves putting the drop-down menu item inside, or like wrapping the actual menu item with the component. And let's see how that one is defined. Yeah, here's the dialog. We have this, you know, we're doing this automatically. The trigger is defined as a child. So let's do that here, right? Edit category. There we go. We want to do category equals, and we already have the category up here from the row.original. And then we'll put this inside. It's going to complain because there is no children defined. But drop down menu item needs to have this class and the onSelect. Otherwise, oh damn it. Otherwise, it's gonna be weird. Yeah, cursor pointer so that it shows the little pointer cursor when we hover on it, and then prevent default, because if we don't, nothing's gonna happen. The dialog is not gonna appear. Then inside of the edit category, here's our button. We need to define that. So I'm going to cut this from here. Oh, wait a minute. That was the edit. Damn it. That was okay. Where are we now? Lost my way. There we go. Create category. I'm just going to edit. Yeah. There we go. This is going to be our trigger, right? And it's defined here in the edit. But this needs to be the children prop. So edit is not going to be plus. It's going to be just edit. And we need to define the children. And the children prop is going to be exactly a React node. But let's import that as a type. Trigger, was it as child? As child and then children inside. And React node, I believe, is a type. It is a type, but children is complaining now. There it is. And this needs to be a type. Now we have create category dialog, but it's not here. We should be here. Edit category, drop down menu, item, edit. That's it. Now it's going to work. Here's our create. If we click here, edit, click on the edit JavaScript. JavaScript is pre-populated. Update is here. And if we even remove, we can still see JavaScript here. And we can like cancel. Beautiful. There's a thing. Let me just like show you what happens if we remove the onSelect. See? It like shows up, but it immediately gets hidden. That's why we need this. Plus, we can still keep the keyboard navigation, as you can see. So hit enter. We're into edit JavaScript. Beautiful. Edit React. Edit Tailwind CSS. Even the prop works nicely. Edit Node.js. Nice. Let's now define the delete confirmation. And that's not going to be a dialog. That's going to be an alert dialog. It's like a different type of dialog. It's it does feel, yeah. And we'll use cancel, but like an explicit cancel, not like a click away cancel. And also continue. So we need to bring in alert dialog from shadcn. npx shadcn UI at latest add alert dialog. npm run dev. We're going to create a new, what is that? Create a new file here. Confirm, delete, confirm category, delete.tsx. Export default function, confirm, delete. We're going to grab the category here. And the categories again going to be the same category type, but then also the children, because we need the trigger. React node from React. So this is a type and this is a type. The responsiveness, yeah, let's test it out. Here's the flashcards. I'm gonna start. We need to define when we want the breakpoint, to change from column to, maybe we need to set it to large, but we'll see. These get squished a little bit. Yeah, definitely large. Then bam, definitely large. These get pushed into like a column layout. And here's the model. It doesn't look the same as on desktop. For example, there's no rounded corners, and there's like the padding is set to 0 horizontally. And like check out the create. It's full width. See the changes? But that's just how the component is defined. And we'll just roll with that, you know? That's the default. We'll just roll with that. All right, this is our component. Same thing. And we can keep this as a server component. We're going to use alert dialog in this case. This looks like a good option. I'm just going to grab the whole thing. Start importing the stuff. I'm going to use children here because the trigger is defined outside. Get this from components. Get this from components. From components. Again. There we go. And you too. This is going to be delete. Are you absolutely sure it's not going to be this? Are you sure you want to delete the... actually, we're going to do quotation. Come on. Quote. And inside, we'll do category.name. Then outside, category question mark. This action cannot be undone. This will permanently delete the category and delete until dot. There we go. And what I want to do instead of delete, I want to do variant. No, actually, class name. It should be bg-destructive because we want the delete button to be red. And now here we have the category delete, and we'll do the same thing. Delete category. Confirm delete, sorry. Confirm delete, there we go. Get the drop-down menu item there. Get the class name and the select in there as well. And pass the category to the components. So now when we go back, hit refresh. I can even do this. For text destructive foreground. So that even like the little delete label is also red. All right, let's delete Tailwind. That is not destructive. Should have been red. Text red 500. There it is. Delete. Are you sure you want to delete the Tailwind CSS category? This action cannot be undone. This will permanently delete the category. Delete will just delete it. Oh, and then we also have a hover that we need to take care of. That was not it. Go to definition, scroll down. Hover, BG destructive. And let's do it like 60% maybe. Opacity. Yeah. Right? Or maybe 60 is too much. Let's do 80. Yeah, just so there's like a little, you know, not sure you can see this, but there it is. Just so there's like a little feedback. All right, deletion and editing is done for categories. We can do the same for flashcards. We'll keep everything, just the UI now. We have like 25 minutes, 24 minutes. Let's achieve that as well. We have delete, we have create, we have update. And we don't have reading yet. We'll do that when we have a database. But overall, we can copy these things and put them here. There's the edit category. Let's go with the create first. Confirm category delete. Nope. Create category dialog. I'm just going to paste it here. And we're going to be renaming this into flashcards. There is. Oh, there already is a create card. Cool. It has nothing. There's the create flashcards. Create a new flashcards. And there's going to be interesting here. So we're also going to import all of the categories that we have on file. Just so we can like select it, you know. It's going to be a plus. That's going to be the same. Create a new flashcard, and there's the form. The form is going to be create flashcard, just to be, you know, semantically correct. It doesn't have any meaning except for just the ID. We don't have a name here. Let me just bring in categories. There we go. Copilot is smart. And this is going to be a type. And flashcards. Let me just check the model again. Question, answer, and category. That's all. Question, answer, and category. Oh, damn it. Okay. There's a question. And now we also want to do grid grab for example, between the label, like the things themselves. The input forms, not forms, input elements. Form elements, god damn it. HTML4. This is going to be the answer, and we'll keep an input. We're not going to keep, or should we keep instead of an input, move it to a text field, text area. Yeah, let's do a text area. npx shadcn -ui at latest add text area. So instead of an input, we'll add a text area. There we go. And it's pretty much the same as input, right? There's a placeholder, there's a name, the whole thing. Cool. Let's provide an answer. What is JavaScript? It's a programming language. That's good enough. The ID is not going to be, oh, it's actually answer. Yeah. Question and answer. And now we also need to define that select. It's actually a combo box. You see? Bam. Yeah. So it uses the popover and the command components. And this is how we're going to be loading the all the categories. There's going to be select category, or like, you know, add it to which category. When you click on it, click on the category, and that's it. So I'm going to do another one of these here. Add to category. We'll remove the text area because we'll use a different component. But let's first add, or make sure that we have added the popover and command components, because the combo box is basically constructed by these two components. All right, so it is, there we go. We have the frameworks. There's the combo box. There's some use state stuff, the popover, blah, 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 the whole thing, right? I'm going to copy this. Select category.tsx. And let's see how we can make this better. First, these are going to come from the outside, right? It's going to be the data. And there's going to be the value. So let's make this a generic. We'll have the data, and the data is going to be an array of something, right? And instead of select category, we'll just put it as a combo box. And it's also going to have a type for the data. Right? The value is going to be t data. The data is going to be an array of t data. And let's say use state is going to be t data. It's probably going to be a string. Oh, it's actually a key of t data. Key of t data, but that key needs to be a string. Let's just always keep this as a string, but we'll make sure that, you know, the value that we the value is basically a string. So data.find, we'll say data here, we'll say data here, but instead of a value, we're gonna pull in a specific property, a specific key of that data. And here's what we're gonna do. Select framework. Then we do these things. Data. We'll see about value. No more framework stuff. We'll see about the value prop. There's a value, there's a label prop. Maybe we should do that. You know, maybe we should do that. Data is not actually going to be like a T data type of thing, but it's just going to be it's going to be like this. Label is a string and value is a string. Or value is going to be like, I don't know, any, whatever, right? And we don't actually need to define that here. We can just define it here. Label is a string and value. It's going to be, I don't know. In this case, any. But yeah. This right here selects framework. I want to treat that as a placeholder. So put in a placeholder here. It's going to be a string. And instead of that, we're going to render placeholder. So now I feel like we have a generic. Hey, see that little lag? Yeah, I think that's the Vim extension. Instead of like a select category combo box, we have a generic combo box. So I'm gonna rename this to combo box, and I'm actually gonna move it to the components like this. And now we'll bring in combo box right here. We'll set the placeholder to select category, and then we'll pass the data categories dot map. Oh yeah, the animation. Let me actually see. Animate. There we go. Oof. Let's do off. Nope. Still kind of laggy. Yeah. I'm gonna keep it on just so I don't have to do it sync again. So here we have the categories. I'm just gonna bring in category, and I'm going to return an object where the label is category, the name, and the value is category, right? Oh, there we go. Let's see. Oh, we haven't added the create flashcards dialog. Yeah, let's go back to the flashcards, not columns, but we need to add that to the page. Yeah, in the header itself. So I'm just gonna copy this one, put this one here, change this to flashcards, delete this one. Instead of create category, create flashcards. And it's missing something. Categories. Of course. Categories. There's a plus button here. We should also add like a tooltip. So, you know, when you hover on it, just like, you know, people know what it is. Click here, create a new flashcards. Where's the question? There's the question. There's the answer. You can like expand this too much if you wanted to. And then there's a select category and bam. That's where we break this. But let's see where the crash happens. Undefined is not iterable. Let's go to the components, combo box. And let's do a refresh here. And we can attach to this. There we go. So data, of course, we have label and value. Where the value, okay, I see that now. Okay, you see that? Yeah. Data.value equals value. So this is gonna be, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. The value cannot be the full, the value can't be the actual, there's a key, there's a value. You see that? No, that's where the error is. We need to do something about this. So let's go back to the combo box. Here, the value is an object. I don't think it should be an object. First, we have data.label. Well, if the value is data.value, yeah, instead of passing, we have a label. Instead of passing the whole category, let's just pass category.id. And let's see if, you know, that makes it better now. No, it doesn't. Undefined is not an iterable. Let's try to understand where this error is coming from. It doesn't give us an actual, well, actually it does give us React popper, React slot. So this is in the popover. And because this is a, wait, is this a server component? It is a server component, right? Yeah. Combo box should be a client, but it is a client one. There's combo box, line 23, but that's not an actual line. Okay, I guess we have to dig in go to the combo box here and try to figure out. I think it's here in the commands. At least it should be. Data.map. Then we have the value, which is the ID. There's an onSelect happening here. But it's weird. It's weird why we're seeing this. Let's try that again. I'm gonna close, like remove the logs. All of this is good. Data.map, of course, and then we'll get the label and value. The value is here. There we go. Data label is JavaScript, value is 1. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, look at this. The value, maybe that's, I don't know. The value is a number, and this is an empty string. It's just false in that case. Okay. So far, so good. When we hit on select, maybe that's when the issue happens. Maybe that's when the command gets opened and then we... Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let me just check here. Oh, this is nice. Let's see. Status lists. Wait, what? And here's status list. Command, command input, command lists, command group, and then we have command item inside. The data is value label, and we pretty much have it the same. I guess that drop down thing that you're trying to select is not receiving a list of values. The combo box, it does. It is actually receiving these. Let me see. Let's try to pass the slug in this case. Let's see, because it's like a string. Maybe it'll be better. I don't know. The value is slug. There's the data. Not with the ID, but with the slug, if that matters. No, it doesn't matter. And this error is actually not doing us a solid. Yeah. There's a command input empty group. Let me just say command input command list empty group. Oh, you see that? Command input command lists. Input is outside, but then we have a list and empty is inside of the lists. Yeah, maybe shadcn has a little bug, but that's all right. If this is the issue, then we're gonna be happy. There we go. Yeah. It's not a list of values. Exactly. Yeah. Thanks, John. Okay, so here we are. We're selecting the value. I guess we can even like bring back the ID just to be more, you know, more precise. There's JavaScript, Next.js, Tailwind. It's all looking good. Let's bring back the ID and let's see. Yeah. Okay, doesn't matter. Slug it is. And this is the check. Let's see. Can you uncheck it? You know? I guess this is the thing. If the current value is equal to the value, then yeah. Let's go to the combo box, and instead of doing this, we'll just do current value, and that's it. Because that allows you to uncheck it, but you must provide a value, you know. And that can actually be a behavioral like property of the combo box. Should it have a value or not? And also, this is our value, but then we somehow need to, you know, report it back. And that needs to be, because it's not going to be part of the form. This is just the UI. So we would need to move this create flashcard dialog to a client component so that we can use a state, so we can control the combo box. And then yeah, we gotta do that. Or we can just isolate with, so we're not pushing everything. We can just isolate that into a component itself. Yeah, let's do that. Select category.tsx. This is going to have a use client because we need to, you know, we need to be using the use state from React export default function select category. We're going to have the categories again, just like we did. We'll just move these. Return. There's the categories, and we're also going to report back a change or selected. Let's do a select, you know. On select, yeah, category, and it returns a void. Beautiful. So in here, we're gonna move this here. On select, yeah, we'll create that. On select that, we'll receive the slug, and then we'll return exactly this. We'll return. Was this undefined? Is what is undefined? Oh, it has to be. What is wrong? Slug is gonna be a string. Oh yeah. And then this might not return anything, right? Category slug equals slug. Am I missing? There we go. It is gonna be there. We'll make sure. Okay, so there we go. We don't need the type here. We'll just define it inside of the thing, and then there's on select. We are actually using this. Oh, props must be serializable from components in the use client entry file. On select is invalid. Ah, yeah. True. Okay. You know what this means? This means that the whole dialog has to be, the whole form has to be client component, because right now it's a server component, and we can't just pass this part as a client component and have a state defined. You know, it's not gonna work. So of course, yeah, we need to move this. So I'm going to delete this file. We're not gonna be able to achieve that. Use client at the top. Use state. And this is going to be, it's going to be what? It's going to be the selected category. Category or undefined, or just category. Don't need to do that. Select that category and set and select. Let's go with set. I know that, you know, select category sounds better, but like, I don't know. You can see how we can mess this up. And then the first, like the initial value is going to be categories, and we'll just set it to 0. So selected category is always going to be value. It should not be or undefined. There we go. It's not nullable, it's not undefinable, etc. And now in the combo box, we need to define the on select, right? And this is client component. Select. And it's gonna complain now, right? Yeah. This is a client, and also this is a client component as well. Check this out. OnSelect is invalid. So how do we bring the value back? This is Next.js server components. We have to mark this as a use client because we're using these, right? We have this set value, and then we'll just say on select, pass the current value. Let's see if it works. We'll have the slug here, and we'll just do set selected category and then find it, and it's always gonna be present there. Because technically both of them are client components, but we cannot not say use client here because we're using use state, right? You have use client here. Even if we omit the use client here, it's still going to convert it into a client component because we are using it here, but maybe that's going to change. Maybe that behavior changes. And then we have selected category here. And you know what? I'm just going to do this. I have a component here called in the other project, and I called it, where is it? It was called a hidden input. There we go. It's a way to, you know, inject values in forms without introducing UI. So I'm just gonna copy that one. No. Place it. God damn it. Copy and then paste. And instead of props name, we don't have props now in this case. Selected category dot ID. Oh, the name is, damn it. Category. That's the name. And then the props is selected, the value is selected category dot ID. That's how we're going to link it, right? So basically the combo box updates the selected category, and then this hidden inputs value changes as it gets selected, so that when we submit the form, it's going to send the last selected category's ID in the name property. So that's what's happening here. But I'm really curious if this is going to work, because it is a use client and we have to this must be oh, interesting. Let's see if it works. Next.js Tailwind. Okay, so if I inspect this now and find the hidden input, the value is set to 5. Okay, you can see that, right? We just zoom in. The value is set to 5. If I go and set JavaScript, it's going to be 1. The value is set to 1. So yeah, this will work, and it does work. You see, it gets reported. But the thing is, if we use the combo box in a server component, that's it. It's not going to work. So I don't like it being here. So I'm going to move it here into the flashcards. It's not a generic component. It has to be here. And there's not going to be a use client, so that this error does not, it's going to be a client component, but the onSelect is not going to be the case. And if we hit save and combo box is imported, it's being imported by, should be just dot combo box, because it's all local. And let's hit refresh. Everything should work the same. And the combo box is going to be select category. Or a category select, yeah. Category select. That's how the component is going to be named. Category select. You know what? Might as well make it a default, because that's how we started. Yeah. I really need to look at how to fix that case, where we have a client component, but we have an on something, it needs reports back some value, but we also have a state inside. That's gonna be weird. I need to say that this component is going to be exclusively a client component. But how do I do that? There's like a server only package that you can use in Next.js. I'm not sure if there's like a client only thing, but we need it's an interesting situation. This is one of them, right? You're using a combo box, you have a form outside, you need to report back the value. What do? Now we're shipping more JavaScript, but it has to be this way. The category select needs JavaScript. It can't be done with a plain, native HTML. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, when we say create, these should be, they must be, like, they're required. This one is required. This one is required. Hold on a second. We also want to do, let's go to category select. Yeah. The value is going to be data, but not a value. Should we do? Let's do the value. By default, it's going to be JavaScript. Oh, search framework. No. Search categories. Search for category. I want to do data into categories. No, to this one. and then do this, and then go back. It's categories, and then change the categories here. The categories, oh damn it. You know, like if we're not making this a generic component, then we can just say, we can be explicit with the naming. There we are. Category select. There's no placeholder in this case. It's always gonna be, you know, we know that we want to select a category. And we also know that it's never gonna be shown because we always grab the first one. We just did the search. Let's see if the search actually works. TypeScript. Yes, it does. There we go. TypeScript. Tailwind. Script. Interesting. Node.js. Next.js. Node.js. JavaScript. JS. Okay. Cool. It works. And it also updates the thing. So we're cool. Create a new flashcard is done. And there we go. Let's see if we did the same for, yeah, we didn't. We need to go back to the create category and put required to this field so that when we hit create, it's not actually gonna let us. It's gonna say, please, you know, don't be a fool, add some value here. And that's it. Now we need to do edit and delete, and we'll do them in the next stream. So let me just push. Work in progress. Flashcards. Flashcards. I don't know. Create, update, delete on categories and Flash UI. CUD UI on categories and flashcards. Okay. There it is. And I think that was it. This was a good stream. I think we made a lot of progress. So in the next one, we should just continue with the CRUD UI. Finish the flashcard stuff, and then move on to the database. Set up a database, set up actual data, and then at the end we're going to work on the actual practice screen where we're going to be, you know, shuffling the flashcards and picking categories, etc. All right, this was really fun. I'm glad that I'm, you know, back in streaming. So thanks all. Thanks John for the reminder there. And I'll see you in the next one.